Brazil recently launched a campaign of advertisements to eliminate some of the social stigma of sex work and to get rid of some of the myths that people have of how these prostitutes actually function. So we're going to put up some pictures. We'll show you what they look like. You see, not the most attractive prostitutes necessarily, but, they're getting the job done. And they're saying messages like, I cannot be seen without a condom, my love, things like that. Basically just giving you the idea that this is a profession that people work in. People use it in Brazil all the time. It happens. And so we shouldn't necessarily stigmatize these workers too much. Now, there was, even in Brazil, where this is legal, there was a huge backlash against these advertisements, and so they were pulled. Now, the health minister, Alexandra Padilla, gave a defense of why they were doing it. They said that this is a vulnerable group. They want to get people to treat them better. But unfortunately, people are not having it. They don't want to see those advertisements. I guess that it's kind of an unspoken thing, even in Brazil. And I think that that's unfortunate because, look, it's illegal here, and that leads to a lot of victimization of these people. They lead, in some cases, horrible lives because of violence, drug use, not having the protection of police, feeling like they can't turn to the authorities when they're being victimized and things like that. I would hope that in a country where it's at least legal, they would be able to make some progress on that, but people aren't having it. And now, an interesting thing is that sporting events actually drive a lot of these prostitution, just like how the DNC and the RNC in America drives a lot of prostitution in those cities. So the 2014 World Cup is going to be taking place in Brazil, and also the 2016 Olympics. Both are expected to lead to massive amounts of additional prostitution in Brazil. Now, in those cases, I would imagine that a lot of the people using these prostitutes are probably foreigners anyway. They might not have seen these ads. But I think that so long as we want to have access to prostitutes, this is something that's been going on as long as man has existed, we should at the very least treat them like humans. And look, in America, we've been, I guess, steadily, to some extent, changing our attitudes on prostitution, but this makes me a little bit worried because maybe someday we legalize it, but I don't want people to still believe that these are bad people, that you can take advantage of them. In Texas recently, a man was acquitted after killing an escort who didn't have sex with him. So I think that this is an unfortunate sign coming from Brazil. I don't know exactly what will happen in America, but I hope that in the future we can understand that these people exist because there's a demand for their services and we should treat them well.